Hey, this is Carrie with Stampiphany. I'm excited to show you how to make this ice cream card that's an interactive card. So let's get started. You're going to need 2 strips of paper. The yellow, the Daffodil Delight, is 2.5 inches by whatever length. I just pulled these 2 out of my scrap bin. And it's going to be scored at 1 1/8 inch and 2 1/4 inches. And that gives you a little tab that we'll use later to glue. I just use my Simply Scored to do that. Super easy. You could use your paper cutter with your scoring insert if you wanted to. I just felt it was easier to use my Simply Scored. The pink one here, the Melon Mambo, is actually 1 1/4 inches, and you want to score that at the 1/2 inch and the 1 inch. And again, that gives us a little tab to glue. You're going to grab your Tombow glue, and you're going to glue this and basically make a sleeve out of it. This is the easiest way to do it, I found, because we're going to be cutting into little tiny loops later, and it's just a lot easier to try to score it when it's a long strip than just trying to handle these teeny tiny little loops. So you're just going to use some Tombow. That's what I'm doing there, is just taking that and carefully getting it to fold over. You want to make sure you use a little glue. You don't want to use too much, because if you do, it might kind of sploosh out there in the middle, and then you don't longer have a sleeve because there's glue there. So we want to make sure that they keep the glue out of there. So you want to let that set for a second, kind of smooth that out. This is a great way also if you want to make several of these at once. You can just make a long strip and then just cut them all down. And so this yellow one, we're not going to glue that one. We're first going to cut it at 3/8 inch strips, 3/8 inch wide. And that's what I have there is the 3 strips. They're 3/8 inch by 2.5 inch. And all the description box will have all the details in there of colors and sizes and scores and things like that. So we're just going to use these 3, and we'll put that Daffodil Delight extra piece away there. We don't need that now. Now what we'll do is we need to take this pink strip, and we need to basically cut it down into little 1/4 inch loops. That's basically what this will make. And I just use my paper snips to do that. So just grab those and just cut those. You only need 3. I have a tendency to cut more than that just because I tend to lose things on my desk sometimes when I'm making things. I'm sure I'm the only person who suffers from that. But just cut a few down. This, like I said, this works great if you're making several, because you just whip them all out at once. So then you're going to thread that pink loop onto the yellow strip there. And if you have problems getting that apart so you can thread it, you can use your paper snips to kind of wiggle down in there and then open it up, and it'll do that. So you put a little Tombow glue there on that little tab. Be conservative. You don't want to lock. Again, we don't want it kind of splooshing out everywhere. And then you'll just let those set and kind of get really good and firm before you glue it onto the ice cream scoops. So when you get done, you need 3 of those, and you want to make sure that pink, the Melon Mambo, that slides up and down like it should. That's what helps the mechanism to work. The other supplies that you'll need to make this ice cream cone is you'll need, of course, the cone, and you need 4 ice cream scoops. You're going to take that cone and one of your ice cream scoops, and you're going to glue that together. So here I am gluing those together. That's kind of the base of your cone. That ice cream scoop actually doesn't move. It just sits there and acts as the base for the rest of them. You just get that glued. And then what you'll do is you'll turn that over, and you'll take one of your loops, and you want to put glue, a little bit of glue on the pink, and you're going to want to put a little bit of glue on the opposite side of the yellow part at the top. So you put glue there on the pink first. And again, being kind of conservative, as you can see, I'm not using a whole lot of glue. And that's going to start off by getting glued at the top of your ice cream cone. Just right there in the middle. And the way these are cut too, it helps you space out your ice cream scoops so they all look evenly spaced. So you can see, you just glue that to the back, and then I'm going to put some glue there at the top. And that's going to get glued to ice cream scoop, so it moves it down. I had a little bit too much glue, so I wiped it on one of the other pink loops so it wouldn't go to waste and get in the way. So you're just going to take that and glue that to the top, And I just kept an eye on it and made sure that the ice cream scoops were even and made a nice line. I guess they were stacked up in line. So now that that is glued together, it's really easy from here on out. You just basically repeat that process going up one more. You take the pink and you glue it right over the top of the last loop. And that's just basically how easy it is. It really is not that hard to put together. And I think it's a great way to use up scraps too. So here I am repeating that again. We're going to add another ice cream scoop to the top of that yellow slider loop there. And then we'll turn that over and add the next slider loop. And at this point, from doing this, I had a lot of glue on my fingertips, so it was getting a little tough. But that's why you keep wipes next to your stamp desk, right? So you can clean all that glue off or all that ink. So here I am gluing up the last one, just putting that down. Again, repeat the same thing, just put the pink loop on the top of the last one. That keeps them spaced. So they work, and you can see a side view of that. See how they're just glued one right on top of the other. Exact same way. And then the last loop just gets glued to the top there. And I just tried to keep them in line so they would stack up kind of evenly in a straight line. And so you just do that, and then when you get that all glued, just set it off to the side just to dry for a few minutes. It doesn't take very long, maybe 3-4 minutes, and it's usually good to go. And once that's done, you should be able to collapse down the ice cream scoops. If you see here, you can see how those loops help the yellow to just collapse down, and they make like a little staggered line there, and then you can just pull it back and forth to make it tall and make it short. So I'll show you the card that I made with this mechanism. I just did the same exact thing, did the ice cream scoop. I put a little pull at the top so people would know to go ahead and pull it so they know that their ice cream got taller. And again, all the supplies and the sizes will be listed in the description box below. These cards are so fun to give and to make. I hope you enjoyed giving this one a try, and let me know in the comment box how yours turns out. Have a great day.